Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to Metaverse Monday 365. I'm your host, Hi CC here, and today we're thrilled to bring you a conversation that is sure to spark new ideas and inspiration in the world of Web3, digital art, and the metaverse. Today's episode features a very special guest and friend, a creator who truly embodies the intersection of art, technology, and healing. LM Designs 8. Hello.
Hello. How are
I
you?
love hearing that. Okay, everybody. LM Designs 8 is an incredibly talented artist, technologist, and she is known for her work in AR, augmented reality, and XR, extended reality. Through her immersive art experiences, she's pushing the boundary of what is possible in these digital worlds that we live in by blending storytelling, visual art, and healing. Some of her projects do include the Energy Guardian Queen and the Dragon Spellcasters. This beautifully illustrates her unique approach to digital art and healing. She's not only creating visually captivating work, but also designing experiences that inspire and uplift her audiences and her community. Her work is a bridge between tech and art, inviting us to think more deeply about how digital spaces can bring positivity and transformation. So, in addition to her artwork, she's deeply involved in community building within the Web3 spaces. If you haven't visited her Twitter spaces called The Jam, if you haven't visited her spatial worlds for Infinite Breath, you are missing out because her knowledge of XR, AR empower other creators. She's also known for her extreme willingness to collaborate. Thank you. I've experienced it. And she's always open to connecting with others and co creating meaningful projects. In fact, her spoken word and XR experiences have become a hallmark of her approach, fusing the power of words with immersive visuals to create truly unique performances. So, we're going to be diving into LM Designs and her journey into Web3 and whatever she's working on currently. Her predictions for the future is my favorite part. I can't wait to experience that. And of course, whether you're here to learn more about the art and tech of Web3, gain insight into the evolving metaverse, or simply be inspired, you're in the right place. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming the one, the only LM Designs.
Hello.
Was that too much?
I was just like, wait, wait? I was like, she's melting me. No.
I think I might have laid it on a little heavy, but it's all true.
I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, it's the news that you just gave me. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Much.
it's my pleasure. So, how have you been? How is your week? Tell me how you're feeling.
Lots of things going on as far as taking on being homeschooling of a kindergartner versus homeschooling of I've been doing homeschooling teenager for a very long time. So we are moving through things, but it's been a great week because I got to experience my son doing his first testings and things of that nature. So focusing on the things that I can control has made my week flow. So that is where we're at, and that is what we're doing. And definitely deciding to just jump and leap, especially with the amazing stuff that Wonderland is got going on, like Wonder AR, the community that we're collaborating with, the place going, being part of the people who are building out experiences like South by Southwest and taking us there with what Hexadize is doing, what Altered Alley is doing, what Ira is doing, what Carmen is doing, Digifem, and just being like tech mental with all of the different things that are happening. MetaMic, it's phenomenal. I can't name drop enough. There's so many phenomenal people, but my highlight has definitely been Wondar, because Wonderland, it's been epic being a part of and saying, oh, okay, I get to highlight the immersive XR, AR, VR things. So that's what I've been focusing on. And I popped into a random contest this actual past last week. And so now this week I brought those assets from 2D to 3D. I was trying to get my main how to do that down in the simplest form. So I was playing around with different things. So I was doing from nightcap to triple D, and then and they're pulling it in a blender, cleaning it up, and then placing it in different places. So I put it in Over the Reality, and I entered into their winter contest going on Over the Reality right now. So that was there, and then I built it out so it's test flying in first month. So places that we're going exciting, and I'm just like, we are doing things. So definitely the highlight of the week has been all of the AR fun. Like you will see in all of my posts a lot. It's gonna probably, people will be like, really? All my A's and R's that are next to each other are capitalized because this is the way. So I'm here to share it.
Awesome. I kind of want to kick off with sort of where you started, and then I want to dive into all your AR, XR, like all of the good stuff. So we're going to wind it back. We're going to go back to baby LM, like little sweet little beginning your journey in the digital realm. How did it begin? How did you step into the world of Web3 for the first time?
So I stepped into this amazing, crazy time traveling, bending, altering realm when it was in a time of I needed to find adults because it was during COVID, and it was during a time when I was like, okay, my kids, we're in the house all the time. What is happening? What are we going to do? Okay. And my partner was like, you do your art, so you're doing that. And I was like, you're right. I can just be around artists. So I was like, well, let me go to Adobe. So I was started off with Adobe Creative Challenges. And I was like, okay, we're involved in getting to know. And I was like, oh, y'all are so cool. And I was like, artists are the best because they're like, yeah, I'm a star, but it doesn't matter because we're arting. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you just let me in your DMs and giving me all your tips and tricks. And it's beautiful. So I was like, lit up. And then my best friend, her husband was like, yeah, well, why don't you just make an NFT? And then walked out of, like, I was on a FaceTime call with her, and he just dropped that and walked out. And I was like, who does a drive-by of some letters that I don't know? And wait a minute, curiosity sparked. So I was like, where do I go to find out what this means? Went to the internet at the time and then just Googled it and was like, I have to dust off my Twitter because that's what it was then. So I was like, okay, I only had used Twitter for promoting people.
It's sad. I think Twitter is still the place to be if you're like hardcore degen.
Right. And so I fast forward, joined these spaces. Long story short, I was like, this is it. These are my people. Because for me, the digital content and digital era was something that came to me when I was in my very, very wee beginnings. I'm one of those, I had desktop multimedia in high school. I was doing my first animations in PowerPoint. I was in the Disney store inside the tunnels, not worried about the characters and the clothes. I'm over here in the computer like, okay, how do they have this doing this? Because I want to do this. So fast forward to, I was given my playground by experimenting and asking questions and delving into Web3. So I was like, I'm here for it. What? Now I'm being gifted these beautiful technologies, and people are asking you to explore. So I found
What?
I was like, this is it. And then we come together and we geek out. Don't let me have a good geek moment. Like, oh, you win. I'll be there where the geeks are.
Yeah, the nerd sessions get pretty intense for sure. But in like the best ways.
Like
Okay, cool.
aura and just, oh, it's the energy charges that you get. It's so real. So it just reinforced everything that I've always wanted to do, which is bridge the digital to the physical and make a new realm, a new reality. So that's what happened.
I what I'm gathering is the excitement of learning, of diving into something and figuring it, tinkering basically, and figuring out how it works is just, I don't know, just, you said charges your ions or whatever it is, like completely creates this flow that is coming out of you. So
Yes, it's the ones
okay.
and the zeros. I see them in everything. So I'm like,
That's
oh,
crazy.
them and change them. And y'all want me to?
I've never heard anybody talk about ones and zeros spiritually before, but I'm so here for it. I'm like, yes, I convert. I love that for us. Um, so you said make an NFT. So was creating an NFT one of your first sort of official Web3 activities? Should we
Yeah.
go and visit one of your first collections?
My first collections, they're actually, yes, on Object. They are still here. It is actually, I think it was, I want to say the one that I changed into my physical hoodie was actually Glows of a Queen, was my actual first meshing of AI and my artwork, because I was like, oh, how do I feel about AI? And I was like, look, I remember before people were accepting of digital art. I remember before when people were like, Photoshop is not real. So I'm like, I feel like it's a shift. So for me, I was like, I'm going to experiment and see how I can work with and collaborate with AI to make what I want. So what you see here is actually one of my paint pour patterns, because I do physical canvas paint pours. You can see different things that I've done. So this is where it starts. I start making my own paints, making my own colors, and I sit with and meditate with the colors and blend the micas. And then I get with the canvas. And we have a lot of fun when we get with the canvas, because throwing paint at it and then flaming it, I'm telling you, it's a whole experience. And so we start there. And then I use that and embed it in everything I do. So I started with a sketch, and then I blended it with one of my paint pours, because I take pictures of the different sections of it. And then I make pattern
Ah.
animations from there. So one canvas has an infinite amount, and it ties to how 8 is my favorite number. And that's why it's embedded in my name as infinite. So all of the things, they all connect. But this was one of my first pieces that I was like, oh, okay, let me see what this is like. And this is, yes, my first AI blended collaboration piece, but it's a sketch that I had done along with one of my paint pours, and I ran it through the system to see what it did. And this was the beauty that it came out with. And I was like, I'm in love.
Wow. So just
Gorgeous.
right off the bat, you were collaborating with
Trying to,
ones and zeros from
yes,
your physical. Wow.
yes, because you got to, move and shift how you are called to. And I was always been, uh, dance has been my first thing, my first anything. And so for me, I'm like, okay, if I know it's the music and it makes me flow and it makes my body go, so I can do that in my artwork as well, well, then that's what I'm going to bring. So if it moves me, if it calls to me, if it inspires me, oh, I'm going to try it. I'm gonna see what
That is fair. That is fair. So it sounds like music and movement were sort of like your early inspirations.
Yes,
Um,
I've been dancing since I was 4. And first therapy, like period, point blank, dance saved my life. No bars held. That is reality for me. I am a neurospicy. So you'll see music and things embedded into my art. And if you think it's stagnant, then you've only hit the surface level, because there's so much more. So yeah.
yes. So speaking of movement, so I'm going to go back to object. There was a piece. Ooh, I didn't see this one, but there was a piece.
Obviously I'm a Tezzy. I'm a Tezzy.
Yes.
So, but yeah, one of my first mint was on Super Rare. That was an experience because I didn't know about gas. I didn't know about it. No, I'm sorry, on Foundation. Didn't know about gas, didn't know about anything. And I was like, so experiences. The more you know, the more you know. Do your research.
That is fair. The more you know. So this one's really beautiful. I don't think this one has sound to it, does it? It does. Hold on.
I was just,
Ooh, okay. It's
yes.
gorgeous.
So I've been working on different animations in these series. Different programs to bring them to life. I believe I have a whole series of them. Yes, they're bad.
I'm like dream energy. Let's screen this one.
Oh, this was for Phoenix because she was one of my biggest collectors of this collection. And I was like, this reminds me of you and your essence. And she was just like, because I don't actually, at the time, I did not know what she looked like. You know, we have people that we don't actually know what they might look like. Some of us aren't docs, and that's perfectly fine, whatever you want. When I met her in real life, all I got to say was, "Oh, okay, I got you. Wow, okay."
You felt the energy. Oh, wow. These are gorgeous. Look at this one. I just want to enjoy them for just the smallest moments.
Yes, it was a lot of fun building these and doing these. So I used Motion Leap to do some of the animations, and then I did Night Cafe and also brought it into Rush to just do some other things. But I'm one of those people, I use so many different tools that people will be like, well, what do you use? I'm like, well,
what are you talking about? And I can tell you what I used. I totally get it. Ding, ding, ding. I think Prism put up a post from the MIDI punks. It's like, how many AI tools do you use? And I was like, 26 plus. I was like, that seems about accurate.
I love that. But it takes people exploring. Like, you inspire me to delve more into AI. So I just love what you're doing. Like, I love that you've come and have your process and you're like, how do you work and better my process? Not how do you eliminate my process and you do it all yourself? That's not what it's about. And I love that.
Yes, I had a conversation with some, I would call them, can we call them like OG traditional artists? So we're talking, the older generation who grew up, throwing paint on canvas. They're fine artists. They're not really into computer screens or digital anything. And I had conversations with them, and I'm collaborating with a lot of them. Most of them are surrealists. And I'm saying, they have reservations and concerns. Like you said, well, I don't want AI to replace me. And my first reaction to that is, you are irreplaceable.
Replace.
Like,
Yeah.
you as a human are irreplaceable. AI will never touch you in a million years. And if you move forward with that knowledge, that, I think it's a little less daunting and
Yes.
I don't want to say scary for them. But I showed them, and I think I need to start showing them your stuff too, is it's a tool to give a new audience or a fresh perspective on your current body of work.
Yes. And
Yes.
we're artists. We know we can say that we are done with the canvas and we can put the final just clear coat on top, that protective coat. But we know we never really, to us, it's never done.
It's never, always evolving. Yes.
Always evolving. So this is a piece I did. It was my birthday piece. Let me get there. So this is a birthday piece that I did for myself several years ago. Time. Let me not.
Let's not talk about time.
How to get jiggy with it. that piece was really powerful to me. And I brought it to life in a collaborative form because I got to work with amazing artists who did the music and what it's about. This is what it's about. The culmination of, okay, I can bring back and pour in more energy, new energy, fresh energy, where I have moved through different seasons and I've grown and I've changed. My base is my base, but my medium can be anything. That's why I'm a multi-dimensional artist. There's no medium that I will not be interested in. Like, oh, when I get to my glass blowing, wait a minute, I'm gonna hit up Pong and be like, give me the thank you. Did I do it? I just want to try. So
Not will I get to glass blowing. When?
when? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When I do. So this is part of that. And it brought amazingness because I was able to collaborate and get music. I was like, at that time, I was not playing around with music and things of that nature. Now, if you hop into my experiences, a little Easter egg, you're probably hearing an LM Designs 8 groove that is
Yes.
so yes, we do the things. But that was because I was inspired by so many amazing musicians. And I was like, oh, I need to incorporate that. That is soulful. Wait a minute. So yeah.
Yes, and I want to get into your connection with the jam in just a hot second. So I know I have so many questions. So we talked a little about like your early inspo, and maybe we could talk about some challenges. Were there any sort of roadblocks that you came up against that you want to share, sort of like as a cautionary tale, or? All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Smart contracts. Finding finding what is actually the tools, the technology. Again, this is a different side of the ones and zeros, but you need to know why a thing works when you are experimenting with certain things. So if you're going to be minting, I would tell everyone, understand the and do your research, do your learning before you enter in and be like, yay, okay, learn. Just like you're going to read the fine prints on things. This is one of those, you're not going to IKEA it and be like, okay, I just got all the pictures and we bit bam. No, you don't want to do that. I'm going to save you the bumps and bruises there. Do some research. And there is so many people willing and wanting to onboard people because we understand that however you personally feel about technology, we're here. It's 2024 and beyond. And the immersive is where we're at. We're not Web 2, we're not Web 5, we're not Web 3. We are immersive and beyond. And increase and change and shift. Get your where you're at, but you still do need to understand these things are everywhere. So get in where you fit in, definitely, but learn before you just go woo, because otherwise you will get the bumps, the bruises, and you have been warned.
Yes, I came up against some bumps and bruises for sure, especially in the smart contract world.
Or
that ocean platform.
That platform, or the thing that went burn, Hicketnuck. It was crazy because I've been around aging. You can tell I'm an I was around.
We
Around for the burning of it, and understanding in that moment, you really understand like your mentality, and the world is burning, literally in our hen world. It was burning. So we were like, okay, what does that mean? So when I get challenged of that nature, then I have to learn the technology even more. So I was like, oh, I'm never going to have an issue because I'm going to take it back to where does this live? Where is this all tied to? So then I developed and was like, okay, I'm going to get on platforms, learn how to write the smart contracts, not need to, but have the knowledge enough so that I can say, this isn't going to work for me, or this is better for what I'm trying to do. So certain platforms work better for collaborations, others don't. Just like the coins each thing. But for me, it was blending the technology. The technology is a base, but the healing element that I can pour in because of the technology, that was it. So token getting experience, using my NFTs, my meditative NFTs, my infinite breath, it started all in base form. I just wanted to share out the 478 intentional healing breathing techniques with people because that was something I was using and it was helpful to me. And I'm like, well, if it's helping me, why keep that to myself? You might benefit from it too. And along the way, here's my personal energies embedded into it also, along with the animation. Wait, that's not enough. I learned the word GLB at that time, opened up Blender at that time. That was it. It was like, understood. Once I opened up Blender, I was like, oh, okay, we'll download Unity. We'll go off. Go, Queen, go. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That gave me tools. I will use a tool. Wait a minute. I might not know what to call this, but we're going to use this. So,
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. And it's crazy. I connect with you on so many levels and so many spaces regarding your journey. So thank you for sharing. It's you're giving me memories. So last question before we move on, because I'm very, very curious. Are there any memorable milestones in in your journey so far that sort of gave you that, I guess you could say that adrenaline bump to be like, I'm going to keep doing this.
spatial, becoming a spatial guide. I
Yeah.
was meeting and connecting with y'all. I was like, oh, y'all can't get rid of me because this right here is, there's no way, no how that this amazing people and we all found each other in this way. Oh yes. Oh yes. It was understanding that the things that I was like, I'll never be able to was a lie. I'll never be able to build these worlds because taking it back, I was told, oh, you and math don't go well. So I was like, I'm not going to be an architect. I have been more architectural in the past 4 to 5 years than I have ever been, or that I shied away from in my life. I'm like, well, now I don't have to worry about gravity. So it's a wrap.
All right, we cannot talk about spatial and not talk about how you and I met. And I am 1,000,000,000,000,000% sure that we met because of this guy.
Yes, dope. Oh,
Dope
yes.
Stilo.
Yes.
He is on episode like 100. He is on party 150 or
That's
something like that. Like something insane, which I'm so proud of him. I was there for number one. Um,
look, you're more.
and yes, and I remember he reminded me, he's like, "Yep, you were there, Cece, when I said I'm going to do this every week." And to his word, he has
has
been
done
there
has done
every week. Oh,
and
he
brought
got
us.
a little bit beast too. Oh, that's cute. Sorry, distracted.
Oh, the bippies. We love the bippies.
I know. I got my second bit beast from Red, so I'm really excited about
That
that.
is
So
so
yes.
awesome. I'm working on getting my actual 3D one, my next 3D. I don't know which one I'm gonna do, so we're gonna see. But distracted, dope stilo. I have to say, oh my goodness, it's surprising because I was actually supposed to, the day I met Jake and was in spatial and when at the spatial headquarters when it was everybody met up and I had to go home earlier that day. I was like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, I'm gonna meet Dope Stilo in the IRL. I'm gonna meet High CC in the IRL. No pressure to happen when it's supposed to happen because when I met you, that hug. Anyways,
I
it's still
know.
thank you. Dope Stilo lit in me something that I did not know that I was going to actually push through. So between spaces and Dope Stilo being like, all right, unhook that mic, this and the third. I was never in a space before my 30s to even consider
Oh.
doing anything of speaking of natures. I would. I dropped every public speaking class I had. I found a way, a loophole, a workaround, because I was not going to do it. I was not this. And people were like, "You're a great speaker." I'm like, the what it gives to me isn't what you're getting. I'm glad it does it for you. It does not do it for me. I was so nervous, so against, like, oh, doing lives was never a thing. But if you get held up in different spaces and situations, you find different things. So I was like, oh, Dope Stilo makes this so comfortable. Well, sure, I'll take the mic. I'm my avatar self. What's this? Sure. Try doing TikTok lives, and you're like, yeah, I can do it, because you're not seeing anyone, and you're like, okay, fine, sure, comfortable. But then someone's like, yeah, we watch you on our TV, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, okay, wait, I'm that part. And then Dosia was like, all right, LM, do a spoken word. My spoken word bites came about. That happened before the jam was born, because we're on episode 135 tonight at 9 p.m. You can catch us. 135 of the jam. So before that, Dope Stilo had given me that spark of, oh, I do like doing this. Oh, wait a minute. There's something to this voice activation that we can no longer ignore. Even though it gave us angst, why was it giving us angst? And it was because there was something I needed to do there, and my voice power is powerful. So he gave me the first virtual stage, and I can say, coming full circle, this year, I took the first actual stage to do my spoken word. I never thought I was going to be in a space and place to do that. So I did that at Bus Boys and Poets in the area. I took the stage, and I was like, I love this. So then I kept doing it. So then I did NFT NYC, and all of the things happened. But becoming a speaker is something that I can thankfully say, Dope Stilo helped me get to this point. So, thank you.
That is amazing. Do you have the link for tonight's space? Has it been posted yet? If not, then oh, yes.
It should be my pin post.
Let me go to your pin post.
Pin post. Okay. It will be my pin post. It will be my pin post.
All right. While you get that, I just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to check it out. So that's awesome. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Yeah. I think Stilo has a lot to do with a lot of us in this space and how we came together and collaborated. So shout out to you, Stilo. You're in our hearts always.
It is now my pin post.
Okay. I'm going to refresh. There we go. The jam. Here it is, ladies and gents. Set your reminder. Alrighty, and we're gonna go ahead and repost that.
It's a wonderful space. Once you take my hey, you give us some. And we were just like, okay. He was like, you want to do a spoken word? I was like, okay. I don't. At that point, claiming the hat of poet, I was just like, I do this writing thing to release, but okay. So it's been beautiful. It's a place of release and growth, and we traveled the light to dark, so you never know what you're gonna get. Just it's
I like that. I like a little surprise, because let's be honest. Sometimes the Twitter space junket is a grind, and it's nice to have a little bit of cut loose, let's see where this goes kind of vibe.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So speaking of the jam, might as well just hop into, current projects and of course what you're passionate about right now, because as we know, art is a spectrum and you, my friend, are on it. So I know you're working on some pretty good projects. We touched on Energy Guardian Queen, Dragon Spellcasters. Do you want to tell us about those, or do you just want to hop into what you've got going on now?
Hi, Cece. You delight me. Like, you gave me options. I'm just here for the I'm amazed that you asked me to be here. And I'm like, yes. So we can do what's recent. If y'all want, the link tree is full. I'm one
It
of those,
is full.
like,
That's
I'm
facts.
like, let me know what your flavoring is, because I got a dash bit of everything, you know.
Yes. So I'm really interested in the energy guardian queen. Can you walk me through this? I want to
Yeah.
know what's going on.
So these beautiful queens are different portions of what is in the universe, and they are here for their part. We are all energy beings. So these energy guardians and these energy queens, they make the universe flow and go. So I started off with a certain type of prompting. I used portions of my spoken word to develop a very specific prompt so that I could generate with AI in a collaborative way these images. And my gosh, they're gorgeous. I mean, look at them. They're gorgeous. So I was like, okay, what are we going to do with them? We're going to do everything with them. So not only did I bring this to life in an AR way, but when I was in NFT NYC, I made stickers and I dropped them everywhere. And I was like, okay, for all the people who picked up my sticker, you have an app now. So certain apps that I have will respond to image trigger, will respond to different things. So if you have a sticker, you are able to see that the animation will play on top of the image trigger, which I based on that. So the clothing line where the drip that you see is, I took portions of the canvas, I made physical clothing, and then if you look at it while that's on, my outfits and stuff, they do their thing. So yes, that's what happens when you have energy queens abundantly.
Ooh, okay, okay. I love that.
And that purple one, yes, she's my purse, she's my shoes, she's several outfits.
Oh, we love
So yeah.
that. Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's see. What else? Well, let's see. How about, ooh, I know you've touched on it a couple of times, but you are doing a new collaborative experience. I saw it on here. So the weekly one to AR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the scoop?
The scoop is, my goodness. So when amazing people do amazing things, we get excited around here. So Exodized decided to be amazing as he always is and say, come together. Y'all have been coming together. Now come together in this way. Show us what you got. So he's been doing every day, 30 minutes. You can catch Wonderland in spaces. And he's like, what's going on with you? What's happening? What AR, VR, what is going on? And you just share. And you're like, oh, absorb it. I'm here for it. Wait, you did what? Hold on. Let me try a thing. So this phenomenal group of individuals, we're creating, we're building, and we're coming together to inspire, pour into one another so that we can bring you more immersive experiences. And I'm so excited that we are going to be helping power certain individuals. I don't know which ones. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna keep it hush hush. But certain individuals within Wonderland AR are definitely going to be activating certain elements of Bit Basil. So,
Ooh,
and
that sounds really cool.
yes, so we are doing the things. And Wonder just released their first NFTs. That it was a very specialized way that they're doing it, but it's more so to just bring people together and share in the excitement. And when you get these exclusive little nuggets now, they're going it means so much more later. So it's really a treat how unique that they're doing their first drop. But I love the fact that They brought us to South by Southwest. They bring us to every single event. Any event that's going on, somehow, some way, they're connected and bring us there, which means you get to experience us. What? Wins.
Ooh. Real world assets? What?
Right? And they're tying to and sharing and showing like this is happening all around you, right in your backyard, right in your front yard, sitting right on your shoulder. Wherever you are, these things are happening. So I love the fact that they not only bring the power of what we are doing and sharing out, but they also share out on board without even doing anything but sharing the information, saying, do you
Yeah.
see this
And
is
they're using tech that is attainable. It's readily available and attainable, like
and
right on your smartphone.
for how long? Because most of these
Mhm.
experiences you are seeing, not all of them, because yes, there are the
Right.
headsets. We have the groups that get the headset sent to them. Ayo, shout out to
Mhm.
if you better queen. Yes. Um, we have different people doing and different people like different experiences. So I've built and done MetaQuest 3. I definitely do art in and things of that nature. I like the most to be on the web browser because I'm
Mhm.
pretty much coding and building out stuff while I'm spacing and traveling. So for me, I'm like, oh, I can do more multitasking. I don't know if that, bear with me. It's the neurospicy. So we do it
I
that
feel
way.
you.
But these people are amazing and wonderful and bringing you these experiences, sharing with you the tech, sharing with you where you can access these experiences, sharing with you how the 1, 2, 3s. Like we will sit there and say, if you check out I have, it was funny. Hexadize was like, you have a lot of different channels. I was like, yeah, I'm on the IG. You can catch my shorts and see how to do different things. YouTube, if you want a longer experiences, I do full behind the scenes. It's a thing. So I'm working on sharing out all of that I do because I'm like, oh, if I just screen record and y'all want to see that? Sure. That's how we got here.
Factual facts. All right, let's move on to your spatial world infinite breath because I feel like this is a really good example of how you blend your art and healing into your creation, into your process. I know that there's more examples, but I thought this would be a really good one to start with.
Thank you. And it's my baby that I've been watching grow. So for me, where if you actually see infinite breath, because there is embedded inside spatial, you could probably still find the first experience. There is an infinite breath where it was the first iteration, and the upgrade is beautiful, and the upgrade that I'm working on even more so for 2.1 is far more beautiful than what we have here, but it because of the interactions, it's very much similar to what this is now. It's just slightly different and there's more interactions as I've grown and learned more. But this started, as you can see, those patterns right there, that is physical wearables because I at one point was doing publicly t-shirt pressing. I do it for my family now. If a client requested or somebody requested, I will definitely pull out all of that. But I used to do that in resin work. So I created a whole bunch of, from that image that I created in Illustrator, I built out a whole bunch of physical things. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do with this? So inside, if you hop through into one of the portals and go, oh, yep, you can go straight up and into that realm. Peter! Which is mixed in. So I included and embedded that. It, it enlarges and shrinks so that you can breathe with it. There's so many different elements to it, but it mirrors the piece that you see in the background, which is the NFT. So there goes the NFT portion of it. Those pictures are in the background are all on object. You can see the full animation in that sense. So it started off You can do meditative together, meditative solo, because when you're inside of the separate rooms, no one can see you down below, but you know, if so, you can go and explore. You can click on the auras, wear the auras, be charged all around. In the middle, you can breathe with the spear to do the 478. The tech, the techniques and the steps are out in the world around, so you can see that. And then also, because of Ira Aksav. I love her. She's so amazing. She helps with the yoga mats that are in the very back of the section. So you can do yoga with inside of the realm also. So sometimes, especially when it's the jam, I go live within here so that you can hear the jam. We are in multiple places at multiple times, doing multiple things. So that is what I like to do. I like to blend it all together. So yeah, this one will forever be growing, and I absolutely love this one. I love the most on the iPad because I can bring the AR version everywhere I am. So I'm like, oh,
Yes.
oh, definitely doing that.
I love that about spatial. So we'll take a little side swipe and we'll shill spatial for a hot second. So what is your, I think you already just said it, but for our audience. So spatial.io is a platform. It is what we consider a metaverse. It is not decentralized, but it has a lot of free what do you say, like features
Yeah,
that people getting started in the metaverse can utilize. And also, out of all the metaverse platforms that I have been on personally, it's one of the easiest to onboard into.
it is.
So, and that's why I'm using it, and that's, I believe, why LM uses it. What's your favorite feature?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, honestly, anything that has SDK, if you have connections to Unity and you give the creators, you turn over the keys, that's got to be my favorite part. So for me, it's the way that they allow us to, they're like, go forth and do. Oh, that's not working? Okay. Okay. It might take some time, but they're like, okay, okay. And you're like, wait, hold on, wait. There's a room to scan now, and not just scanning objects, you can scan the room. I don't know how many people are paying attention, but the people who love the AR, I was very excited. I was like, I know y'all track, how much people are using stuff. I know they know I use the AR all the time, and I love it. It's fun for me. So I
Yeah.
love share and showcase that aspect. So I actually was able to feature this at Yana Creatives. You are not alone. It's beautiful inside of DC. It is a shop there that you can go in, you can meditate there, you can find out, ask questions about the psychedelics and different things. Anything that you need, the people there are so loving, so caring, and they featured me as an artist. I need to share that post with you, but they featured me as an artist there and allowed me to use and show how to operate and navigate in infinite breath inside of the VR headset and things of that nature. So I share out how to do it in the step-by-step form. They have an Oculus on site, so you can go meditate there in that way. It's just beautiful what and the places that we are allowed to travel and go when we are immersing in this way and using the technology, because at base, I'm a healer. So if I can meet you where you're at, we are going to heal together. It's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. So being able to use my iPad and say, oh, well, yeah, I do things, because you see the glazed look when someone's like, she said metaverse, I don't even use my computer. You do. And here's how. So, things of that nature, it makes it a lot more digestible. And that's the thing, when people are able to digest what is happening, then they'll be more accepting of finding where it fits best for them. Because for some, it will never be a fit, and that's fine. But find out if it's a good fit for you. And within realms like this, you will definitely find people more than anything are what is going to gravitate you to liking a specific platform more so than not, and UI and user friendliness. So with that, I know I'm biased, but fives across the board, Spatial. We love you.
And that is our pay promotion for spatial.io. Just joking. Yeah, I love that it is available on mobile, on your iPad, PC, VR, and I love the AR function as well. It's really, really fun to show people like, oh yeah, we're in the metaverse right now. Click, and you just switch to AR mode on whatever screen you're on, and it kind of blows their mind a little bit. So,
Hold on.
yeah.
What just happened? I remember when we were just falling. Like, we're so pissed.
Oh. Oh, I love those days.
Great times, great times. But yes, platforms like that over the reality, don't get me started because the geotechnology, geotagging,
Oh yes. Let's dive right in.
yes, I love deep end. It's because we get to understand things sometimes in reverse of where we're going. I didn't realize the power of what deep end was and the infrastructure that we are moving and fueling when I first started mapping on over, because I didn't do a lot of mapping at the beginning. I was like, I can do it. It's not hard to do, but I rather just be building and things of that nature. So fast forward to right now, there's
Mhm.
an amazing contest going on that it's encouraging the people who are like, I'm literally only using this app for one thing. It's encouraging you to try something else. So it's asking the people, okay, be a mapper, but put something live on your experience so we can see what that's like. And you're like, okay. Or if you're just creating, you just have assets, well, try our mapping. And you're like, okay. Once you get into the water, you realize the water is fine. The water is fabulous. You want to be able to not just build, but you want to be able to use, upgrade, and enhance the apps. And we can scan the world and they're paying us to scan it. Google's not paying us to scan the world. Google's running. I mean, they pay the people who, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like, so I like the fact that with this, you can not only get the amazing geotag, you get the maps, you can download the maps, you have those assets. I love Niantic. I love all of that. They don't add the elements of I get paid also, so I can also buy mapping with it. You get the access to the technology and you can download it and you can use those assets, but I love the added layer to it. And if you have land, you can always, if you're like, I'm never going to build anything on my land, you can always have people rent out the land. So it's created within the different infrastructure, more infrastructures and different things to figure out. And there's a way for everyone. So whatever you're into, you can find a way within this. So between over the reality and spatial and several other places that are built, I'm like, it's wonderful. It's super buttery.
Is there a way that we could hop on and see something of yours in OVR right now?
Yes. I have, it's actually, I can change it to my pin post. I have the locations. So you can share out your location that you want people to go to, and there are links for them. This is how I
Ooh.
can pop around. It's super fun. And so I will pull that up and pin post it.
Yes, and then we can check it out together.
One I can pin post right now. This one is actually a game I revamped because everyone loves basketball and that's fun and that's fun.
Ooh.
But like, what if we're dunking on bad energies? Like, look like what is this about? So of course I pulled the assets that I use for infinite breath and different things. and I was able to, what's it say?
It says open in marketplace or open in app. And I'm
Oh,
on.
okay. So yes, you might need the, I apologize. I thought you would be able to do it on the web. You will need the app to open it, but I have the app, but I will share it here with you because I
Okay,
have.
I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna bring you on up. Oh,
Yay!
boom.
All right. And so over the reality, it's super fun. And you can log in via your wallet or email now. And am I logged in on here? I don't think I am. But I have a whole bunch of different lands. And so you can literally look around the entire world. And this is actually in Reston Town Center, by the, no, this is Reston Metro. So if anyone's in the DMV area, but you can see this is the entire world. And then you can get in and you see these little hexes everywhere. And you're like, okay. And you click on a hex. This happens to be my live experience. And then you can access remotely. And if I was logged in, that would have gone smoothly. But once you're logged,
Oh, that digital world we live in, I tell
no,
you.
things of that nature. But I can show you, because it is my pin post. When you get in, this is what you'll see. So it's your phone and everything that you see on your phone. I included the basketball is now tied to one of the 7 main chakras. The hoop will be the emblem for the main chakra. And then you are able to see and glow in different purples for this specific experience because this is the I understand experience. So yes, it's a lot of fun. And then I put it
Wow.
all around me. So it's outside my house. It's, oh, did my coworker get on my nerves? Let me play some dunking on bad energies. All right, I'm good. Let's go to the board meeting. Things of that nature because it's like we get very bent out of shape and we have anxious moments. Like if you are having a panic attack, what do? You want to be able to find something to help you in those moments. So this is elements that I build out everywhere. I want people to be able to heal where they're at. So if you find my things and need a moment of healing, there you are.
Yep, I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so we talked about your object collection, which I thought was super beautiful. I love those. And then we talked a little bit about OVR and spatial. Did we want to revisit the jam? Did we get enough of the jam?
Catch us in the jam, 9 o'clock tonight. I I I love the jam. Definitely given me, yes, fuel to do so much more. Fuel to be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do an interview. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna share out that these things exist. I'm not gonna hide the gifts that I have. I'm going to share them out, let people know, find us, we are here. Because while the world whirls, it's a thing that happens. It's always going to be a thing, and we are always going to have things that are out of our control. Find the things that are in your control and lean into those. So for me, it's a pocket of peace. It's a pocket of release. It's look, if somebody was working ever loving nerves, guess what? We are going to write a poem, and on Thursday night we are going to let it out. And that has become a place for a lot of different people. And I I I'm so humbled and just in awe of the talent, the amazing raw, like I'm like, y'all are rock stars. Y'all over here thanking me. Like y'all the gift. We opened the space. Y'all came and did your thing. What? Okay. Thank you. Gratitude all around. So it's beautiful. I can give a little spoken word if you would like.
Yes, please. And just for our viewers, we have the Glows of a Queen, the fizzy digital hoodie. It is available for sale. So I put the link to it down there.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh, I can actually do one that it's the only one that is actually minted. I believe that it's the only one actually minted. No, I have two minted. One is minted and will never be listed again because I'm actually saving them for my children. It's a mother's charge, and that is on my object, and it has a visual that goes with it. And or I could do there is Cream Saver, which is another one that is minted, and I think it might still be available, possibly. But you pick, and I will do whichever to conclude.
Well, from one mother to another,
Yay!
right?
Happens to be, if anyone knows Smiley from Web3, this is one of her favorites. I always give a shout out to her because I literally told her when she said it was her favorite that I put it into my notes as her favorite. And I was like, it literally says this in my notes. And she was like, oh my goodness. I was like, just so you know, like, I appreciate you so much. Like, y'all are so amazing. So thank you for accepting me, my light, my waves, my energies. And with that, I will give you a mother's charge. Gathering my thoughts and channeling my energies to pour the knowledge of our ancestors, unknown directly to me, but whose experiences course through our bones. A mother's charge. Generating all the energies to teach, learn, and play, the hugs, the tickles, the boo boo ouch fixes. A mother's charge. Shielding that may miss the mark, but has the heart and strength to adapt as you do. Protecting what we can of mind, body, and soul, painkiller of the highest form, the power and will to swallow devastation's origin to spare you harm. A biased, yes, with good reason. Supporting of greatness that sprung from self comes naturally for me. That I'm beyond your biggest fan energy. I will only see success of your greatest dreams, rooted in the you've already won zone of your life. I will allow I will always be anchored in the you can triumph all because I have a mother's charge. Love immeasurable to what words can encompass. I will face the obstacles, seen and unseen, to achieve greatness that I yet know. For the more I grow, the more bountiful and vibrant my love will glow, seeping to the core of you and radiating throughout. May the best things flow to you, a mother's charge. Poem.
Snaps, snaps, snaps. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And the artwork is fabulous that goes with it. It's gorgeous.
Thank you. I actually painted that in a physical form before I had my son. So it was kind of like a premonition type thing. It was crazy.
Speaking of premonitions. Oh, yeah. Do you?
Oh, 1 second. I'll be crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I apologize. So this is the original canvas.
She's beautiful. I told you she was beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
And speaking of premonitions,
Yes.
I wanted to, before I let you go into the beautiful wild that is the world we live in, I wanted to pick your brain about the future. So looking ahead, what do you believe the metaverse will look like in the next 3 to 5 years? How do you think it will impact everyday life?
I believe that it is going to be something that we have the roots of currently, but it's going to be, there's going to be a lot more wearable, a lot more, it is all around you. I feel like it's going to kind of be like where people are like, I'm not going to have a cell phone. And fast forward to where we are now, it's going to be, people are going to use the technology that they have already, stick with that, but there's also going to be so many different things. But it is still going to be rooted in the creators because they can have tech all day, But if there's not something to experience on it, then it is for not. It's an expensive piece of paperweight. So for me, I believe that the creators are going to keep creating, and it is going to be adopted more readily with everyone in the ways that it actually works for them. I think that people will be able to choose the level of immersion that they have, but immersion is going to be everywhere. So, yeah, that's what I think about what is to come. I mean, look where we were with where AI started, with the things that we had discussed about AI, and then what mainstream companies have done. They've embedded AI into your favorite programs. So, even if people are like, oh, it'll never be adopted, it's already been adopted. You just did.
Yeah, the
So
future is here.
it's here, it's now. While people are like, it will not be televised, no, it the television of it and the televisation of it will happen after. Yes.
I agree.
It will be immersive.
So, so where do you see the biggest opportunity for creators and technologists like yourself in the Web3 space?
I apologize, it cut out.
Oh, peanuts. I asked, where do you see the biggest opportunities for creators and technologists like yourself in the Web3 space?
Ooh. And it's funny because I come from an creative advertising background, but it's gonna be advertising because the brands are gonna be us. We're gonna understand that it is us at every turn. So while people are shifting through, oh, is this an influencer moment, or is this a I'm in the know moment, or am I a subject matter expert? You are the source of it. So you're going to be wearing you, you're going to be explaining you, you're going to be filtered you. These things are all going to be based on you, your brand. So you're going to advertise yourself. The space that you think is around you, you're going to mold into actually displaying you. So I think a lot of it is going to come into people sharing their selves in a way that they might not have considered before. Going to be on a 5x7. You're have the entire
Mm-hmm.
sky that you have as your canvas. That expanding, a lot of people are going to realize that they have a lot more ability than they know. And while there's technology and AI that is coming into it, it's not going to for for creatives like myself, it won't stifle that. It will move to a new space I have not seen or experienced to now. So yes. Roundabout answer.
May I be so bold as to say, know thyself, creator. Know thyself.
And don't be afraid to go through different seasons. We all have caterpillar to butterflies multiple times along the way. Yourself
Amen.
space and grace to become anew.
Yeah, I'm of the older generation and I'm still butterflying. So I'm still, evolving every little, and I wouldn't say every day, but I definitely agree with you. I've gone through many iterations of self and I love each one. I don't want to say more than the last, just as much. Each one's special. For
Yes.
sure. All right. I think we are coming to a close. I've stolen so much of your time and I'm so grateful for it. I want to turn the mic over to you. Are there any last thoughts that you might have about maybe the future of art in the metaverse? Or do you have any upcoming projects or collaborations that you want to plug before we head
I
out? Because I'd
I
love to give you the floor.
do. I
Yes.
think that I'm able to right now. I am There's alpha. There's things that are
Gimme.
January. I'm actually going to be working at an IRL festival to do and help with the immersion of it. I will give the full details when I'm just going to double check with the people, but it is a full festival and it's going to be in the DC area. So it is one. It's not going to just live there because we want experiences to be experienced and experienced, but the best of the immersion is going to happen there. And then we're going to token gate the experience in a way so we can bridge and bring it in and have a memory of it that lives on bring it back when it comes back. So IRL event, it's happening soon. It's amazing. Also, because my partner is amazing. He's a celebrity chef on TikTok, and he is bringing more of his treats and sweets and deliciousness and ways to you all. So he actually is working collaboratively with me, and we do events also. So we are coming together, bringing art and food together in a way that is beautiful and wonderful. And again, it's an immersive experience. So that is on my posts recently. We've done that. It's wonderful where we are. And we're going to be tuning in and tapping in and asking different artists to come and contribute their energies, their ways. So lots of different things. And Bit Basil, you will see some of my artwork, and I might be popping up.
I love that. So I want everybody, let's do a group exercise. You need to follow LM Designs 8 on all of her socials. This is a QR code to her link tree. And that is where you're going to get everything LM Designs. That is going to be your roadmap to her body of work. So please follow her. Head on over to TikTok. She has some incredible dance moves. And LM, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me for this interview. I'm going to spend all of my November just loving on you and supporting you wherever I can and making sure that the world knows about LM Designs 8. I just want to say thank you again. And until next time, my friends, I'll see you in the metaverse. Bye.
Love self, love others.